All right, welcome back to another Missouri Organic Recycling Toolbox Talk video. Today's topic we're going to do a refresher on reporting damages the correct way. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about a huge achievement here at Missouri Organic Recycling. We are currently at 119 days without a lost time accident. We are over a quarter of a year without a lost time accident. That is awesome. I thought it was going to be very tough to beat last year's mark, but we are on our way. So everybody, awesome job. I appreciate the focus. Michael Rodriguez has been a very busy man. He has brought on 4 new hires in the past month. Michael Feig joined Brad Crawford's team in maintenance department as a mechanic. Colin Nealand joined Austin Yeoman's 40 highway production team as a heavy equipment operator. And Mr. Clinton Breeze joined accounting as our financial controller. And last but not least, Edgar Salazar joined Dave Collins' team as a heavy equipment operator at Nebo Hills. So if you see any of these guys, please introduce yourself and let's help them out any way that we can. Michael is still looking to fill a few different positions. 1 diesel mechanic, 1 heavy equipment operator, actually 2 heavy equipment operators, 1 lube technician, 1 Class A CDL driver, and 1 Class B CDL driver, and then a yard sales associate. So as always, if you guys are interested in the position or know anyone with the qualifications, reach out to Michael and he'll get you set up. So we got a few damages to talk about. In the past few weeks, we had 1 tablet that was damaged in the loader. It did not get placed back on the tablet holder position. Ended up going in between the seats. Total cost on that was $100. And then Skidster 3956 ended up having to get the door fixed and the window fixed. On that one, the total cost on that was $997.45. We had another wheel loader window break. The total cost on that was $549.78. And then transportation had a landing gear on one of their trailers get busted, and total cost on that was $2,801. So for the year, that brings us to a total of $15,450. Yes, that's a lot, but we are way under where we were at this time in 2025. So let's see if we can go a couple weeks without any damages, please. All right, guys, so like I mentioned earlier, today's video is going to be on our policy for property and equipment damage reporting. This video kind of dives into the roles and responsibilities for everybody involved when it comes to preventable damages. If there's any questions, definitely reach out to me and we'll get those answered. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good weekend.
Welcome, Missouri Organic Recycling Team. So glad to have you here for this explainer. Today we're doing a quick, dynamic refresher on exactly what to do when equipment breaks down or property gets damaged around the facility. It's really all about clarifying exactly who does what, employees and managers alike, so we can keep things running seamlessly. Okay, let's dive into this.
So think about it for a second. What actually happens when equipment breaks down on your watch? You can kind of think of our incident reporting policy like a high-stakes relay race. From the exact moment someone discovers a busted piece of equipment, all the way to the final safety review, every single one of us has a very specific baton to pass. And honestly, if even one person drops that baton, the whole process just comes to a grinding halt, putting both our safety and our operations at risk.
Here's the roadmap for our explainer today. First, the why behind the rules. Second, step 1, report it ASAP. Third, the manager's next steps. Fourth, maintenance and final review. And finally, number 5, summary, who does what.
Let's start with section 1, the why behind the rules: safety, accountability, and operations. Look, I want to be super clear right up front. This policy, it's not just about filling out paperwork for the fun of it. It literally sets the foundation for our entire facility's well-being. Because when property or equipment gets damaged, it kicks off a whole chain reaction. By following this policy, we maintain safety, we ensure accountability, and we prevent those annoying operational disruptions. Bottom line, taking immediate, proper action stops risks in their tracks and keeps our daily operations running smoothly. Moving right along to Section 2. Step 1. Report it ASAP, the employee's crucial role.
Now, this is the first and honestly the most vital step of our relay race, and I'm talking directly to all the employees out there right now. What's really interesting about this is that there are basically two scenarios, right? Either you accidentally caused the damage yourself, like, maybe you backed a forklift into a post, or you just stumbled upon some damage that somebody else left behind. Well, your responsibility in both cases is exactly the same. You've got to report it immediately to your direct manager, no exceptions.
Seriously, this single step kicks off the entire procedure, and ASAP really does mean as soon as possible. That means we don't wait around until the end of the shift or wait until lunch break. The very second that damage happens or is discovered, boom, that baton has to be passed to your manager.
Which brings us to Section 3, the manager's next steps: evaluate and document.
Okay, so the baton is now in the manager's hand, and they've got some critical pivot decisions to make right away. Managers, this is your immediate workflow. Step 1, physically evaluate the equipment to figure out if it's actually safe to keep using. Step 2, get the paperwork rolling by printing out the employee and supervisor statement. And Step 3, contact maintenance to get those physical repairs started.
Now, I know exactly what you managers are probably thinking. Where in the world do I find this paperwork? Well, you find it right inside the new accident folder. This specific folder on our shared company drive is exactly where you need to go. Just open it up, print off a copy of the employee and supervisor statement form, hand it over to the employee, and have them fill it out and return it. This makes sure everything is perfectly documented from minute 1.
All right, Section 4, maintenance and final review. Fix and investigate.
So, we've assessed the danger, the paperwork has started, and now we're moving into the final handoffs of our timeline. Once the manager reaches out, the maintenance department grabs the baton. Their job is to assess and physically fix the damage. But wait, their job doesn't end just because the tools are put away. After the repair, maintenance still has to complete the equipment damage form. Once that's done, the baton gets passed for the very last time over to the safety manager.
I really want to highlight this crucial administrative step for our maintenance crew. You guys must submit both forms together to close the loop. You need the employee and supervisor statement form that was started earlier, plus your newly completed equipment damage form. And a quick reminder, where do you grab that equipment damage form? Yep, you guessed it, right back in that exact same new accident folder on the shared drive.
And that brings us to the anchor leg of our relay, the safety review. The safety manager provides that vital final set of eyes on this whole event. They gather up all that submitted documentation from the employees, the managers, and maintenance, and they review everything. Then they wrap it up by completing the supervisor incident or investigation report. This final check is how we actually investigate the root cause of these accidents and make sure our workplace stays completely secure moving forward. Finally, Section 5, Summary. Who does what? The responsibility matrix.
Let's bring all these roles together into one clear picture. And this brilliantly illustrates how every single person is a critical, interconnected link in our chain of safety. Look at this. Employees, you report the damage immediately. Managers, you evaluate, document, and initiate those repairs. Maintenance, you execute the repair and finish up the documentation. And the safety manager, you handle the final review and investigation. Like we said earlier, if any one group drops their baton, the whole system breaks down.
And because this system is so tightly interconnected, the stakes are very real. Failure to report damage promptly or skipping steps in this procedure directly compromises our safety and our operational integrity. I have to be straightforward here. This isn't just a suggestion. Ignoring these steps carries real, serious disciplinary risks. We're literally relying on each other to keep this facility safe, which means everyone has to follow these rules, without exception.
So, what does this all mean? Well, I leave you with this final question. Are you ready to keep Missouri organic recycling safe and running smoothly? I really hope so. Just by knowing your exact responsibilities, whether you're the employee spotting a busted machine or the manager evaluating the risk, you are fully empowered to protect this team. Next time an incident pops up, I know for sure you'll jump right into action and execute these steps flawlessly. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. Stay safe, and let's keep up the great work.